Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I need to tell you a story. I have a bad habit that came out of, well, two of my trainings actually. One was doctoral seminars where you're around the table with other candidates for a doctoral degree and you are arguing points. Now, argument does not mean the same thing that it means in the general society, general population. Arguing means really critical thinking, doing the negation of the negation of the negation of the negation until you can get to the best of all possible worlds. So someone will say something, somebody jumps in, says something. Sometimes there's some cross talking. You're going back and forth with these ideas. Well, what about Hegel's da 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 da? And did you ever consider Durkheim and blah 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 blah? He said, and so you're connecting and moving things forward because you're seeking to get to the best of all possible worlds. The second training for that was in media, in television. As a host and interviewer in television, you're trained to know the story, the background story. You learn the background story because sometimes your guests are not accustomed to television. They're not accustomed to bringing forth the piece in the story that needs to go. And so you're trained to know the story so that you can pull them along. You can guide them along in the story politely, but you still have to say, and then didn't you set fire to the house because somebody's stuck on when I was 3. Then my mama said this to me, but then you set fire to the house. So what happened then? And so you're trained to kind of pull people forward that way. And those two trainings have greatly affected sometimes the way I communicate in a group. Now, the other thing is I often tell people when I'm doing story work, when sometimes people say I found it hard to not ask follow up questions in those 2 minutes. And that's very much because those are probably natural connectors. When your mind automatically goes to the point of connection and you want to jump in and share and you want to connect. And you have to train yourself to wait to do that because that awakening is like, oh my gosh, you just reminded me of something. Oh my gosh, that's this. And so sometimes when I'm with people, I will jump in. And I do it not even knowing I'm doing it. I don't do it to cut someone off or to be rude. I do it because I've made the connection. I see the point, and also because we can flow. And it's something that's done in certain cultures where 6 people can talk at the same time. I remember my friend Molly Carver, who is white from Ohio, Sandusky, Ohio, but we are sisters. And we'd be on the phone, and her father would say, "When are you going to let Bert have a chance to talk?" And Molly would go, "She's talking. We're talking at the same time. We're both talking." But a lot of people cannot communicate that way. And it's no fault of theirs, but also no fault of ours who do. And so you find yourself hearing the phrase, "let me finish, let me finish." And you're thinking, I wasn't never not going to let you finish. But okay, go ahead. I find myself pulling out of gatherings where I'm looked upon as rude because that's not my intention. And when I sit, I'll have my phone under the table and I'm actually timing the person who's talking. And then I'll start to talk, and 6 seconds in, it's "let me finish," even though they've given a 3 minute soliloquy. And they don't know I'm timing them. They have no idea I'm timing them. And I never point out, you talked for 3 minutes and I talked for 10 seconds. I don't ever point that out. It's a fascinating dynamic, and it's one that I'm trying to correct, to just sit and let that soliloquy happen because some people need to talk in soliloquies, and some can banter back and forth. I hope this helps someone. As for me, I'm going to sit and let folks finish, and I'm not going to offer. a whole lot when I hear, let me finish. Because unless I hold you down and say, shut up, everybody gets to. Still, we don't all communicate the same. But if a person has felt that they're not heard when they can be heard, they will say, let me finish. And for those of you who are natural connectors and you go, ooh, 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 wait a minute, but what about, ooh, that's okay too. Ironically, the people who say, let me finish, usually cut across me a lot, and they interrogate a lot. It's fascinating stuff. I love you.